Like many other VR enthusiasts, I read Bloomberg's latest article regarding PSVR2's low pre-order sales with trepidation. PSVR2 is going to revolutionize VR. I think this is the VR headset that's going to blast VR into the mainstream. So reading an article like this is going to disappoint many. But there are a few good reasons why news and articles like this should not disappoint us. The trouble is that VR is a very expensive niche. Once upon a midnight dreary, video games in general were considered a very expensive niche, and now they've taken over all other forms of entertainment in the industry. VR is still very much in its early days. The best is yet to come. According to Game Informer, Sony themselves have refuted Bloomberg's claim. Now, assuming that Bloomberg are correct in their analysis of PSVR2's low pre-order sales, that could simply mean that people don't know where to pre-order one from. Currently, you can only pre-order it from Sony themselves. To my knowledge, it's not available at regular retailers. Bloomberg have also made similar analysis in the past regarding MetaQuest headsets. They speak about it in a very troubling manner, but MetaQuest is still going fairly strong, with a new headset on the horizon. This Bloomberg article did, however, make me think of one thing that was pretty good. And that's only if Sony make good on their promise of making hybrid games. You see, when you consider that the PSVR 1 sold around 5 million units and the PS4 sold just under 120 million units worldwide, you can see why there wasn't much investment in big name games, like why the big AAA titles didn't come over to PSVR 1. There wasn't a demand for it. However, the thing that made me want a VR headset was that I could play Resident Evil 7, my favourite game, in VR. So I needed a VR headset to do that. So if the games become hybrid, there will always be a demand for a VR headset to play their people's favourite games in VR. So as long as Sony make good on that promise, this headset will revolutionize VR forever. So if you read this article and you became disheartened by it, just remember PSVR 2 hasn't been released yet. It hasn't even had a chance to disappoint us yet, and I don't think it will. Normally, tech like this has to be out for at least a few years before it can disappoint us. But that launch lineup alone is enough to make anyone, whether you're interested in VR or not, excited. The next few years are going to be incredibly exciting for VR gaming.